said she'd be taking us to a room.
But yeah, I got these on my UCLA visit back in, what was that, 2021. This is crazy, y'all. Shout out WWE. Wow. As a lifelong WWE fan, I don't think I ever thought I'd be like really in the mix with these people. Here we are.
I've sat down with some of the other wrestlers and I've texted them. I was like, I'm gonna be here, but they're on the other side. I'm like, dang, I can't see them. I'm Albert.
Albert.
Oh, yes. Justin Stuckey, nice to meet you.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it because you all cap like.
Welcome back to the Stuck in My Thoughts podcast. It's the place you want to be to hear a one-of-a-kind POV. As always, I'm your host, Justin Stuckey. And today, we're down here in Orlando, Florida at the WWE Performance Center. And today's point of view comes from the one and only Miss Kelani Jordan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How have you been?
I've been great. Welcome to Orlando.
Thank you. First time in the Performance Center. I told my photographer, Chloe, I was like, I've been seeing this on a lot of shows, but it's really cool to be here. And as a lifelong WWE fan, getting to see where, you know, you really cut your teeth here, build that foundation. What were your first thoughts when you first walked into the building?
Definitely, I didn't know what to expect because, one, I didn't know I was ever going to become a WWE wrestler. So when I came in, I believe I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, I remember, because in college, you're like a big fish in a small pond. But here, you're a small fish in a big pond. So I just felt like I was just like, whoa, like just taken aback by everything. But, you know, it was sick.
That's what's up. When you first got here, who is that one person or maybe a couple people that made you believe in yourself when it came to this space? Because we know what you did in the gymnastics arena, but now coming to wrestling, that's a whole different area. Who were the people that really got you to believe into yourself?
Yeah, so I would go first with like coaches and stuff. So I don't know if you know Coach Norman Smiley. He is like the man. He was my first ever wrestling coach here at the Performance Center, or actually ever. But he always told me from like, I remember I was only like a few weeks in, and he told me, he was like, you have something, keep your foot on the gas. Like he just told me, he's like, you're so athletic, but you're so charismatic. And he told me like, oh, you're gonna make it. And I was only like a few weeks in, so that has stuck with me for like the longest time, even still today. But then I would say for like talent, my fiance, Carmelo Hayes.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out, woo. But yeah, he always believed in me too. We started dating a few months in, but yeah, I would say those two for sure. And of course, Shawn Michaels, because he books me on his show. So that definitely means that he believes in me a little bit.
Shout out HBK.
Yes.
For, you know, as an athlete, you have to believe in yourself, but you have to have those people surrounding you and working to a moment, a goal. When was that moment for you where you said, dang, like those words that they were saying are ringing true? Like I feel like I belong here now.
Yeah. I would say there's been like a few moments in my career. I would say one when I won the North American Championship, being the inaugural champion. But even when I won that, I felt like I was trying so hard to prove myself, like why I'm a champion, because I got it very early on in my career. So I felt like I was setting the bar for that title, but I also had a lot to prove. But I felt like what really like made that moment like solidified was honestly when I won the TNA Knockouts Championship. I feel like I just was like a different version of Kelani Jordan. I felt like I was like super confident, and I was like, before where I was like, oh yeah, I'm so happy to get a title. Now I was like, you know what, I earned this title. So that was like I would say the best moment.
Yeah, when you won that, not even the knockouts, but that's a little bug in here.
Get out.
My goodness, get out of here. When you won the North American Championship, you're at the top of that. Are you nervous at that point? Like that's kind of up there. Trying to rip down that championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because it's the first ever. One, it was the first ever women's mid-card championship in all WWE. So there was a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes. And like I said, I was only, like a little over a year into my career, homegrown talent. So there was definitely a lot of pressure, and I was very, very, very nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably, watching back, I'm like, wow, I was just so nervous.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest misconception about being a WWE superstar?
Oh. Well, I feel like one, people are always like, oh, it's not real, but it's very much so real. Like, obviously, yes, it's scripted entertainment, but it's real. The bruises are real. the hard work that goes into it, like everything that you would think it goes into being an athlete, it's real. So I feel like the biggest misconception is people are like, some people who may not know professional wrestling are like, oh, it's not real. I'm like, yes, it is. My body and the way that I feel tells me that it's real.
Yeah.
So that's like I would say the biggest misconception.
I hear everybody has bruises when they start running the ropes at the beginning.
Oh, the ropes, like you think, oh my gosh, they're so bouncy, but they're actually like, well, yes, they're bouncy when you use them correctly, but they hurt.
Yeah.
Like literally, I remember at my tryout in SummerSlam, we were learning to run the ropes. I had the biggest bruise on my back, and it hurt so bad, like to sleep. Even like learning to bump, so painful.
I heard when they reached out, you thought it was a fake message, and that's not uncommon. How did you decide, okay, I'm gonna follow up and actually go out to Nashville and do the tryout?
Yeah, it's crazy because I was in my 5th year and I was gonna go into journalism. I wasn't sure like, oh, what I actually like wanted to do fully. So I was like, let me just go. Actually took a job offer at Kansas to do like media for their basketball team. But then I was like, I got the message. I remember I called my mom. I was like, I got this message. It has a blue check, but I don't know. People buy blue checks these days. I'm like, I don't know if it's real. It was from a WWE recruit page. So my mom was like, no, I've been seeing articles about their recruiting athletes, like they're doing tryouts, like mass tryouts. She's like, you should do it. And then she's like, just send me your location, like just do it, like you're fine. So I was like, well, thanks, Mom. And then basically, but I'm thankful for her because I went out there and obviously the rest is history, but I definitely did not think it was real.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I think in the moment I was like, why would they want me? I don't, you know? Like, how do they find me? Like, why would they want me? I didn't have like 100K on Instagram. So that's why I was like, you know, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I saw there was a lot of people. We sat down with Adriana Rizzo, who's been on the show. She was at that tryout as well. I think it's very odd that Dwight Howard was at that tryout.
Yeah, that was random. I don't know why he was there, but it was cool.
I wonder, did he have any steps after that, or that was it for him?
That was it for him. He was there like every day of the tryout. So, but he did a promo too.
Yeah, so it was show enough or something crazy
know.
like that.
I don't know. I guess he just loves wrestling.
Speaking of promos, you delivered, in my opinion, one of the best promos of the year.
Thank you.
That was from the soul. I think they say. Where did that come from? Because you were calling out a lot of people in that.
Yes. I feel like I'm a justified heel because I feel like, one, like I said in my promo, I was trying to do it the right way, and no one likes a goody two-shoes. So then they started turning on me. So then I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to do it my way. And I feel like in that promo, I've been working on promos a lot. I want to get more confident. I also want to be able to listen and like react to the crowd when they're chanting or they're booing, cheering, or saying whatever. So I felt like in that promo specifically, I honestly was just like, you know what? This is my truth. I never had this much time to talk, so now everyone's going to listen and hear what I have to say.
Yeah. Are there any nerves going into talking in front of the audience like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's always nerves because, one, you want to make sure that you're enunciating, people understand what you're saying, but also you want to make sure you get everything that you want to say. And they were really loud.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm like...
I could barely hear you for a second.
I know. Like, sometimes they're, like, super loud.
When you said that you started your career as an athlete, we hear this term student athlete. You got to go to school to actually do school, not just athletics. And you were a journalism major. You had the dreams of being on ESPN, being a sportscaster at one point in your lifetime. How much do you think the stuff that you learned there during those hours studying, writing out those essays, speaking, how much of that has carried over into delivering promos?
I would say a lot because it's storytelling and also you're talking in front of a camera. So I feel like those have been like the biggest like transitions. Sorry, I went to New York and now I'm fighting.
Yeah, all good. Got to get you right. Take your time, take your time.
And it's freezing in here.
It is cold in the PC, but Kelani Jordan is bringing the heat.
Oh, thank you.
You like that? Like the plug on words. All right, so when you're coming out, when you're first starting, it could be nerve-wracking, like you said. You're trying to figure out how you're going to fit into this role, make your own lane. Now when you come out of the curtain, what are the emotions that you want to feel or you want the crowd to feel when you come out?
Honestly, whether they boo or cheer, I just want them to have a great time, be able to escape reality and whatever they're facing at home. I just want them to be able to have fun. Like I don't care if they boo or cheer. I just want them to react in some way and just have fun, put a smile on their face, and just enjoy.
Yeah, you said escape reality. I think that's a good point right there. Have you had to where when you come into this space, come into that ring, it gets you away from whatever may be going on outside of this because you're still human at the end of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like sometimes people understand that we're human, but then sometimes feel like, oh, because we're on TV or whatever the case may be, that we're not human. But at the end of the day, I still go home to a family. I still see what's online. I still see everything. So I feel like wrestling has allowed me to escape reality too, just like gymnastics did. But also, I just want to remind people, like, yes, we're human. We still have feelings. But I feel like when you are a public figure, like, as you know, people are going to be critical, whatever it is. But honestly, I'm just like, if they're talking, rather than talk than say nothing at all. So that's just kind of like my motto.
Has it always been like that? Because, like I said, we're human. Sometimes you see a negative comment, you be like, dang, like you could dwell in it. Like, how have you been able to respond to that? Either no response or did it get to you at some point in time?
In the beginning, it definitely got to me a lot until I was able to talk to like other bigger names that helped me like navigate it. But it used to get to me like a lot. But now I'm like, well, it is what it is. Everyone's gonna have an opinion, but at the end of the day, like, I'm big in my faith. I'm like, it's what God says about me, not what people online say about me. Yeah. So I feel like that's really helped me in my journey. And I feel like I said, the bigger names are like, they're gonna talk, like, no matter what. People are gonna be negative or positive or whatever the case may be. But something that my parents always told me is like, they talked about Jesus Christ, who was perfect. So then they're gonna talk about you.
Yeah, I've always heard, my chaplain in college told me there was only one perfect person in this world, and they nailed him to a tree. So you can't expect anybody to just completely think that you're gonna be, the golden ticket.
Literally.
And I think for you, we talked before we started, not seeing messages and stuff, because you have such a big following. There are a lot of young girls out there that are looking to you to be like, oh, I want to be, the next Kelani Jordan. You see, Bianca Belair has gotten so many girls.
I love Bianca.
With the braid and stuff. What type of inspiration do you want to be for those young girls specifically?
I want to be able to encourage them to like follow your dreams. And if there is a risk, like, take it, because without risk, there's no reward. And if God places something that you may be like, I don't know, God, like, I didn't know God was going to bring wrestling to my life and it would have this impact. So I feel like just take a chance on yourself, bet on yourself, dare to be different. When people say you can't, show them that you can. And then also, I feel like even with my image of like how I present myself as a wrestler, like right now I have my hair in braids, but like normally I wear my hair out curly. And I can't tell you like how many messages I've gotten from people who are like, or especially young women who are like, oh my gosh, like my child wants to wear hair natural now, or whatever the case may be, because I went through a time period in my life, especially in the sport of gymnastics, where everything is like, deemed elegant, whatever, where I always straightened my hair. I never wore it curly out natural like at all until I got a little bit older. So I feel like now being able to do that on like a national or actually a global platform, it just encourages people to just be like themselves, like unapologetically.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because especially for like the black female, like your hair is a big part of who you are, and being natural and not feeling like you have to be confined to a certain way. At what point did you realize, I don't have to do that. I can be myself, and that's okay. I don't have to be told you have to be a certain way and kept in this box. Yeah,
I would honestly say in high school, I feel like I would wear my hair out curly more. So I felt honestly like senior year, but I think college really allowed me, because that's when I truly like dove like head first into my faith. Like, this is the way God created me. So I would say college, but even like in wrestling, that's something that I came in with the idea of, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be myself. I'm gonna wear my hair curly. Like, even sometimes on matches, I would literally comb my hair out so it was like a huge afro, just to show people like, hey, this is who I am. This is my hair, and this is the way I was created. And if you have curly hair, embrace it, and like, because I don't know, it's just beautiful. It's different, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. You talk about being able to embrace yourself fully. But what about embracing the pressure moments? I asked you, were you nervous going out there delivering these promos? How much have you been able to evolve handling pressure from being on the gymnastics mat now in the wrestling mat?
Yeah. So it's so different, because gymnastics, you're like aiming for a scale of perfection, which you'll never be perfect, as we talked about. So I feel like that's like a big difference from like gymnastics to wrestling, where wrestling, it's okay if it's rough around the edges. However, I will say, because like wrestling is a bit more subjective, I feel like, honestly, I'm more nervous with wrestling, because you never know how the crowd or the fans are going to perceive your match, your promo, or who you are. So I feel like I'm more nervous in that sense, because I do struggle with people pleasing, and like I don't want to let myself down or HBK down or whoever, my parents down. So I feel like those are like just things that I would say are different. But when it comes to pressure, I think gymnastics has built me to handle pressure, because the margin of error is so small in gymnastics, but the same with wrestling, the margin of error is small. However, you can be rough around the edges. And also, if you're cutting a promo and you may have lost your train of thought, it's okay, just speak from the heart, speak authentically, like you know what you've been through, what your character has gone through. So I feel like pressure, I feel like I can handle it well. However, I still get very nervous because I want to do well. And someone always told me, like, if you ever stop getting nervous or behind the curtain, then that means you don't care anymore. I feel like even the best of the best that you'll talk to, even if you talk to HBK, he would say the same, like there was never a point where he didn't feel nervous. Yes, he was confident in himself, but he was just like, I care so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's passionate.
You got to have that passion with it. And you keep mentioning HBK.
I love him.
Shout out Shawn Michaels. At what point do you have to take off the fan blinders is what I call them. So in my career, if I'm next to Shaq or Charles Barkley, I have the respect factor, but I can't just be like, oh my God, like a fan. Like at what point did you realize, okay, I'm not at that level. Like we're in this thing the same way. I'm not a fan at this point.
Yeah. Well, one, I'm not at HBK's level, but
in the same industry. Yeah. I'm not gonna disrespect the Hall of Famer.
I wish I was at his level, but it is cool to learn from him though. But I would say even with just like other talent that I've seen on TV, like we've had John Cena come in, like obviously like internal, small, Kelani is like, oh my gosh, John Cena. But then I do know like, okay, we're in a business, we're in a profession, like we're not, I'm not gonna say I'm equal to John Cena, but like we're in the same profession, so I have to like, like you said, be respectful, don't fangirl.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end I did ask for a pic, but that was it.
Hey,
but,
I love John Cena.
Yeah.
Ask for as many pictures you want.
Yeah, so that was basically like I would say the first day that you walk in, you kind of realize like, all right, he's mature, don't fan people, like this is people's safe space. Like if you see John Cena come into the Performance Center, it's because he's in a safe space. Don't bombard him, because if he wanted to get bombarded, he would go
outside. Yeah. Go to Publix now.
Yeah, literally. So that's just like, I feel like there's a lot of unwritten rules in wrestling, and that's just like one of them.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I've always been curious about that, because when you're in a space to where this is the PC. If people come back from injury, they're going to come here. If they want to help the next talent, they're going to come here. So it's interesting to see and not just look at it from that outside perspective. You have been able to put on some master classes as far as athleticism in your matches.
Thanks.
One of the things that I noticed was during Evolution, you pulled out what I call the Kofi Kingston type save.
Shout out Kofi too.
Shout out Kofi. We've had Biggie on. Got to get Kofi on. I know they're not friends anymore, but it's okay. You go off the announce table, handstand, save your feet under ring, back into the ring. How does that move even get brought up to be able to be in the show? And then what happens if it goes wrong? Like what happens if you don't make it?
Okay, well, what happens if you don't make it? Then you're out.
Yeah.
Then that's just what happens. You're eliminated.
Yeah.
But I would say, well, one, I just feel like with my gymnastics background, I feel like, I should be able to walk on my hands and not get eliminated.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be creative. I wanted to like take like inspo from like Naomi, from Kofi, the people who do those kinds of like movesets and like obviously all the saves. And I felt like it just would fit Kelani Jordan's character to be like, I like to evade and like show like flashiness. So I felt like, I evaded the elimination, but I did something flashy to get back in the ring. So I felt like those are just like who Kelani Jordan is, because like some people are powerhouses, they eliminate everyone. Some people are just like strikers, they strike you, you're out the ring. But for me, I'm more of like the high flyer style, so I just wanted to be like a little different.
How much risk are you willing to take? Because when you talk about high flyers, I mean, you got the Jeff Hardy type high flyers way up to the top.
Yeah, true.
So how much risk are you willing to take with the moves that you do in the ring?
I would say I'm willing to take a lot of risk. However, it depends where I am. Like if it's WrestleMania, then we're going like all out. But if it's like a little, like not like a little, but like a live event, maybe I'm not gonna jump off a ladder because I need to be smart, longevity, I have TV, PLEs, all this. But if it's like WrestleMania, then we're just gonna have to go all out.
Yeah.
But also be smart. I don't want to kill myself.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Because it is dangerous. Jeff Hardy's insane.
I don't know how Jeff Hardy
And he's still going. He still does it.
He's still going. Hopefully we have him on the show at some point in time. You ever met Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, man, because I've been doing TNA.
Yeah.
And he's been coming to NXT too, so.
Yeah, I saw you got to meet one of your wrestling heroes, basically, RVD.
Yeah.
The split conversation, that is one of one. I've never seen anything like that. What type of inspiration or insight has he been able to give you?
So he's awesome. I feel like the biggest thing that he gave me that I took away from, he was like, just be yourself, like, because there's only one you. And he said that's what he did. Like, yes, his moveset is like iconic and it's different and it's flashy and all the things. But he said the biggest thing was that he didn't care what anyone thought. He just did him. He just was RVD. So I don't know if you saw, I did an interview with TNA when they asked me, Sarah Schreiber was like, oh, what are you going to do to keep this title? And I was like, honestly, just be Kelani Jordan. That kind of stemmed from a conversation that I had with RVD where he's like, just be Kelani because there's no other Kelani. Like, there's no other RVD.
I like that. The insight and the inspiration, you cling to certain things throughout your career, as an athlete, and it's good to hear that kind of behind the curtain type of conversations. For you, thus far in your career, like you said, you're early on. You've held 2 titles thus far. What's the next title and what's the next goal you're aiming for? Because you're doing big things.
Well, the next title was definitely the NXT Women's Championship. That's like the only title that I have, because the tag titles, they're on main roster. Yeah, that's the only title that I have to get in NXT. So that's my next goal. However, if it's my time to get called to Raw or SmackDown, then I would want to go for, if I was on Raw, I would go for the Intercontinental, or if I was on SmackDown, I'll go for the US Championship. But right now I'm in NXT and there's no rush for main roster, so I definitely want to go for JC Jane in the NXT.
Heard it here first. Speaking into existence. One thing I love, and you've mentioned some of the other wrestlers who are further along in their career. Last year, you were in the ring and you got some help from Bianca Belair, Jade, Cargill. What does it mean for you not only to have these female wrestlers who have established their steps in this company be able to back you, but also wrestlers who look like you in the representation aspect?
Oh, it's awesome. Like, it's so cool to be able to have people that pave the way for me to be able to do what I love and also what I'm really passionate about now. But also just like people who look like me, they can identify whether it's like what struggles we may go through as being Black women or Black wrestlers or whatever the case may be, or even just being a Black woman in life in general. I feel like it's so cool to be able to have like big sisters who can like tell me that and who also have been through what I'm trying to go through.
I love that. Love to hear that. Now, we want to talk a little bit about you outside of the ring. So, like I said, we're in the Performance Center right now. There were a lot of up in the air about where we're going to film. And we mentioned your house, and you said you have multitude of pets. Where does your love for animals come from? How many pets do you have? I'm going to let you say it.
I have 7 pets. I have 2 dogs, Yogi and Damien. And then I have 3 cats, Rambo, Shadow, Nemo. And then I have a guinea pig named Pobby from college. And then I have a bearded dragon, Sosa.
Shout out Sosa. Me and Kelani were able to connect on the bearded dragon aspect. I had one literally from 7th grade all the way until the day before I went to college.
Oh, no way.
So shout out Playboy. That was
Playboy. That's cute.
R.I.P. He's probably gone now. But where does your affinity for animals come from?
I've always loved animals. Like, honestly, probably my mom, because when I grew up, so I grew up in a big family. I'm the youngest of 7, but we had a lot of animals. I had 2 dogs then, too. I had a cat, I had a bunny rabbit, I had a hamster, I had a turtle. We had a huge fish tank, I had a hamster. Like, literally, we've had everything.
Yeah.
So, and at the same time, my mom loves animals, and I feel like we both just have huge hearts. Like, if I saw a kitten by itself, even though I have 3, I would probably take it home and save it.
You're going to go pick that kitten
Yes.
up? Okay.
And it's just like, I'm blessed. I'm thankful to be able to have, somewhere they can stay, rather it's better than like outside. So I'm like, you know what? Just come. Honestly, 3 cats is it's not harder than 1. Like, you might as well just get 3 or 4.
What's the limit?
There's no limit.
There's no limit. Okay.
There's no, if I see even a turtle or something, I would probably save it.
How do you keep up with all these pets with the type of schedule that you have?
I actually get that question a lot. I don't know. I just feel like when you love something or just love them, you just do it. Like, I feel like it's not like a chore. I'm just like, oh, my morning routine, all right, get everyone situated, walks, whatever. Honestly, I feel like having the pets keeps me active because I have to take the dogs on walks. I have to get everyone,
Did you take the cats on a walk?
No, not the cats. The cats, we have a patio. They just stay out there, look at lizards.
Yeah, they can kind of take care of themselves. Yeah. Okay, I like that. I heard that a Rod Wave concert was your favorite concert.
Yeah.
What is your Mount Rushmore for music artists?
That's actually fun. So I feel like I do love Rod Wave. He's in trouble right now, so what the heck? But
oh dang, I know.
That. But I haven't been to a lot of concerts, so but I do love Rod Wave. But I'm kind of like a throwbacks person, so I really love Akon.
Okay.
And like Usher. I like everyone whenever we're in gym and they're like, Kelani, pick an artist. I always pick Akon, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, she always picks Akon. I just love throwback music, and I love Akon. So.
You got one more. Rod Wave. You say Usher? Akon?
Yeah, Usher. Let's pick a woman. We'll pick Whitney Houston.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but I feel like now, honestly, I listen to a lot of throwback music and like worship music.
Okay. Who are some of your favorite, like?
Worship?
Yeah.
I like Chandler Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Maverick City.
He left Maverick City recently. I seen
Yeah,
that.
and I actually just went to Elevation worship at the Kia Center.
Okay.
So not too far.
Nice. I've been on Lizzie Morgan recently.
Oh, nice.
She goes hard. And what's the guy named Blake something?
Oh,
I can't remember his name. You know who I'm talking about? Brandon Lake.
Brandon Lake, he sings Gratitude.
Yes.
I was like, I know his name, but I'm like, why can't I think of it?
I couldn't get it right, but shout out Brandon Lake. He has good music as well. Are you a gamer?
So not really. However, recently I just got a Switch.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I asked.
And I have been playing my Switch, but it comes in handy, especially when we're on the road loops and we're doing a lot of stuff. I just play on the bus. So I'm not really like a gamer, but I do like to play like every once in a while.
What's your pastime?
Normally, I work out a lot, so typically I go to Orange Theory or I do Pilates. Yes, I do that a lot. That's like normally what I do. Or I like to read.
Mm-hmm.
I like thrillers and romance.
Are you a Stranger Things fan?
No, but I've seen like 2 episodes, but I just haven't. Like now I'm so far behind, I feel like there's no point of return.
You got to catch up. That's how I was.
There's like, how many seasons are there?
A lot.
Exactly, there's no point of return.
They're dropping
Oh, 5.
five seasons, so yeah, it's a lot. But
See,
when I first watched the first 2 episodes, I was not in it. But after that, I was hooked.
Okay.
So maybe you just need to give it some more time.
Okay, I definitely would give it a try.
Maybe so.
Right now I've been watching All American.
Now that's my show.
Yeah.
Trick Williams was in that.
Yeah, he was.
Could have been on All American yesterday. Come on, somebody call me. Maybe you can make an appearance.
Maybe.
I got 1 more season though, so you kind of got to get on that.
You never know.
We'll see. You never know. I saw you also got a cameo from Nikki Blonksy on your birthday. What's your affinity for her?
Do you know who that is?
I had to do my research. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of know who she is. But
She
not really.
is Tracy Turnblad from the movie Hairspray.
Okay.
Hairspray is my all-time favorite movie. It's a musical, 2007. I literally had that DVD for I got it for Christmas, and then I lost it. I remember I was crying, so my dad got me it again. So that's my all-time favorite movie. I love musicals. I actually just saw Wicked. So if you haven't seen Wicked for good, did you watch it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw the first one reluctantly. I had to take my cousin and her friends there, and I didn't even sit by them. I was just sitting in a movie theater like this, and I was like, dang, it almost got me. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really good movie.
Yes.
But this one is shorter. The second one's shorter than the first one, correct?
It's still like 2 hours, still kind of long.
Yeah, but the first one's like Titanic long.
Yeah, true. It's shorter.
What do you rate it like out of 10?
I definitely like the first one better, but I would still give it a 10 out of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Don't worry. I also heard that I saw that you got your own action figure. What is that moment like? Because go from gymnast, didn't expect to be a wrestler at all. Now you have your own mini you.
Yeah, it's like a dream. Sometimes it feels weird. Like I have some at home. It honestly just feels like a dream. It's just weird, like seeing yourself like on an action figure. But I'm super blessed. I'm thankful. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Have you signed any yet?
Yeah, I signed a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to talk after this because when I tried to get one, it was sold out.
Oh,
So.
well, that's good.
That is a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's good, actually.
So when you look at, especially the NXT side of things and you're studying wrestlers, you start to realize that one wrestler is dating another wrestler. One wrestler is dating another wrestler.
Love Island over here.
Yeah, y'all got a Love Island going on. And Becky Lynch says that she and Seth Rollins are the greatest wrestling couple of all time in WWE. Where do you and Carmelo Hayes rank on that list?
We rank 1, and Becky and Seth are 2.
Okay.
And I love Becky and Seth, but of course we're 1.
I like the confidence there. How does a taco date turn into an engagement?
Honestly, I just felt like it was just meant to be. Honestly, it was like a first date, that just never ended because it was like a first date and then we were just like dating.
Dang, who shot their shot? Like, how did that even start?
He shot his shot, and I was a little bit reluctant at first because I was like, oh no, I'm just starting wrestling. I want to make sure that I'm focused, but also I was ending a relationship that I was in college, and I was like, I just want to take time for myself. But then I like obviously talked to my mom and whatever. Mom was like, just like if you like him, like just see it through, whatever. And I did obviously like him, but I was almost like fighting myself. I was like, no, I'm gonna stay focused. I'm wrestling only. And then I feel like that's when it happens, like when you least expect it, or you're like, nope, no dating. I'm staying focused, and then it happens.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I was, but he's awesome. He like is so genuine. Obviously he's like a cool persona, but he's definitely like a teddy bear at heart.
Love it. What's the engagement story? You guys were in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm. We were in Hawaii for our anniversary, which was July 1st. And we actually were going to go to Cancun, but then we had like a PLE that randomly like popped up. So we were like, oh, obviously like can't take off. We have a PLE coming up. So then we moved it, which actually like just worked even better because like on the week that we had off on our anniversary. So yeah, we were in Hawaii. I thought we were going to anniversary dinner, walking along the beach, and then bam, music and flowers in the heart.
Nice. Did he seem nervous all that day, or did he play it off well?
He played it off well until like maybe like 30 minutes before. He was like, we were getting ready, and he never rushes me. And also, I was getting ready very quick. Like, I didn't even need to do my hair because it was already in braids. And he was like, hurry up. I'm like, we're going to miss sunset. I'm like, when do you ever care about the sunset? That's something that I care about the sunset. When do you care about the sunset? He's like, come on, like, our dinner, our sunset. I'm like, I'm going. I literally just got out the shower. It's only been 10 minutes.
Were you making TikToks?
No.
Okay.
I literally was just getting ready like normal, and I didn't even have to do my hair. So obviously that cuts half the time. But I could tell he was getting anxious, and then we're walking, and then he's like speed walking, and I'm in heels. I'm like, I'm trying to keep up. But then it made sense when I saw the music, and I could see that, oh yeah, this is why. But in the moment, I was just like, man, you really want to see the sunset? I guess.
I love to hear that. There is a tournament going on, as you know. The last time is now for somebody to face my favorite superstar of all time, John Cena. And I love seeing a brother get the dub. Melo has advanced. Is he going to win the whole thing?
Yes, I believe that he will. I believe that it would honestly be a full circle moment because, one, he's the future. He's young, and then also, like, John Cena accompanied him to the ring here at the Performance Center in NXT, like, a few years back. And also, they're both from Boston, so I feel like it's just a full circle moment.
Yeah. If that happens, this reel is going to go viral.
But so I believe in him. I believe he's going to take it all.
We believe in you, Melo. What did they say? Melo don't miss.
Melo don't miss.
You don't miss.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier in this about your faith and how instrumental it has been. And people asked you what the biggest misconception was, and you said people say wrestling isn't real. And I watched Unreal on Netflix. And one of the things that stuck out to me the most, and I don't want to miss their names, so I'm going to read off of this. It was when Raquel Rodriguez, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley were all praying before the Elimination Chamber. And that stuck out to me a whole lot. How impactful or how prevalent is faith amongst the locker room?
So I would say like, I feel like majority of people do believe in Jesus Christ. I mean, there's some people who don't, and that's like, God will, his timing. But I would say a lot of us do pray together before the matches, like in a group, or if it's like just me and whoever I'm wrestling, we'll pray together, or wherever the case may be. Like I feel like it's like there's people who are Christian here, but some people may be further along in their faith. Some people may not believe at all. But even the people who don't believe still want to join in prayer, which honestly is like a great step. So. But I remember seeing that video when they were all praying together, which is super cool. But a lot of us pray together before our matches or our promos or if we're doing something together. And even at TNA, we do a big group prayer there too. Mm-hmm.
I love that. And to me, I guess it's on me for assuming that that's not the case because, in athletics, like that's the thing. Like you always pray if you're a believer, before you go out there and compete, and you guys are going out there to compete, to put it on the line, to be able to deliver a great show. Is there like a chapel type of deal? Because I know in the NBA and NFL, they have that.
No, we don't have a chapel. I know some people may at one point do like a Bible study, but like we don't have like a chapel. I feel like kind of everyone's just like in their own journey, or like we'll just talk amongst it like with whoever, not like a designated, this is chapel time.
Yeah, and for you, how has your faith just guided you throughout your life personally? You mentioned high school is when you dove deep.
Yeah. So college is when I like dove deep. Like
Okay.
I've always been a believer. Like, and I remember actually when I was younger, my dad gave me my first Bible, and he was like, I remember him saying like, man can only teach you so much. Like you have to read for yourself. And obviously he gave me like a kid's Bible. I used to sleep with the Bible like under my pillow, that Bible. But anyways, so I feel like my faith has helped me because it's honestly saved me. There's been times where like, I don't know, I feel like, one, I wouldn't be where I am today without Jesus Christ. Like, this opportunity presented itself. I would have never looked for it. I would have never even known how to get into it or that this is something that I could even do. So that's led me, but also just who I am as a person. I feel like when adversity comes or whatever, I'm able to be flexible. I'm able to, like, say, oh, God, what are you teaching me? Rather than, like, obviously, there's times where I'm, like, sad. A lot of times people are like, do you ever get mad or sad? I'm like, yes, I do. I just feel like God is carrying me through and, like, has allowed me to become who I am, but also be able to have an impact on those who are believers because I don't know like if a lot of wrestling fans are believers or not. Some may not, but it is super cool when I get like cameos or messages and people are like, it's so cool that you have Jesus follower like in your bio because our job is a very niche job and may not be the most Christian-like, but whatever. But I think it's so cool. Like even like Rey Mysterio who wears a cross.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like my faith has allowed me to be where I am, who I am, and has saved me in like the darkest moments where in college, like I was during COVID, during the doctor stuff that I faced, like me not personally, but like freshman year at Michigan State. So I feel like, God just carried me through.
You mentioned the doctor stuff.
Yeah, I don't say his name, but like the survivors, like what's happened at Michigan State with the doctors, just like that was my freshman year, and a lot of my teammates were affected. So I feel like there was a dark cloud over Michigan State in the gymnastics program. And I just felt like God was there in that time. It brought us closer. It allowed like the community to grow. So I just feel like there's so many places that God has been in my life. I'm like, can't even name them all.
Yeah.
Like
I love
the
it.
good, the bad, the ugly, all of it.
He was there.
Yeah.
He always gonna be there.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. And so Kelani, the name of the show is called Stuck in My Thoughts. And I ask everybody I sit down with, what do you get stuck in your thoughts about?
I would say I'm a big overthinker. One, I'm very indecisive, but I'm also a big overthinker. And I would say, you mean like just in general or like with wrestling?
Just in general. It could be wrestling, it could be life. I've had people say they get stuck in their thoughts about how to be better. I've had people say they get stuck in their thoughts about what they're gonna eat for dinner. So.
Yeah, I would say, especially more recently, I've been really like diving into my faith a lot. I would say I get mostly stuck in my thoughts and my fulfilling the purpose that God has set for me here on earth. That's something like, I just think about, it may not be like that exact thought, but I feel like I get stuck in my thoughts about like, am I doing the right thing? If someone were to see me, do they see the light of Jesus Christ in me? Whether that's on TV, whether that's an encounter in person, when I'm having a bad day, am I still able to show Jesus Christ? If someone does me wrong, am I able to still show the light of Jesus Christ in me? Am I able to forgive? Am I able to be slow to anger? I feel like that's just something that I get stuck on, and sometimes I reflect like, am I doing the right thing? Like even sometimes I'll be driving and if I see like a homeless person and I'm like, and I say I don't give this time, I'll get stuck in my thoughts like, oh my gosh, what would Jesus do? Did I do the right thing? And then I'll like think about it.
Yeah.
So that was a long-winded answer, but.
That's good. Hey, that's why we're on the podcast. Share your thoughts. I love to hear that. And so biggest thing for me, how I get guests is always through connections. And I always take my guests' thoughts into consideration. Who should be on the show next?
I think you should do, by bias, of course I would pick Melo. But I would pick Melo. Or we should do a couples one.
Oh, that could be
That
good.
would be, but yeah, I would say, yeah, I would pick Melo.
Melo, listen, it's your boy Jay Stuck. We're gonna talk to Kelani. She's gonna be a representation. We need to sit down with you on the show next. Kelani, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me today. Throughout your busy schedule, you're doing great things in the industry. We're gonna continue to follow you. Wish you all the best, much success. And for you guys out there, make sure you keep up with Kelani. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe. Keep up with Stuck in My Thoughts. We might be sitting down with Melo next. We out. Great job.
Nice, thank you.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was awesome. You're great. You're great at what you do.
Thanks.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.